Hello and welcome to Out of India Theory. Hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to talk today about a specific mantra or a shloka to be precise that I found to be very intriguing. So much so that I got a verse of that tattooed on my arm here. So this shloka is technically a suktam, a bunch of verses for the ultimate reality. I mean, you can call it God or whatever you want. The word you want to use, the ultimate reality, which in this tradition is referred to as Narayana. Okay. Now, in India, in Hinduism in general, Narayana is associated with the deity Vishnu. But Vishnu is technically, they may be the same, but it's also Vishnu is the more personal aspect of it, and Narayana is the impersonal, ultimate reality version of it. And I found it very interesting because it begins with a description of the deity, but then it quickly becomes a very practical meditation manual, and that's the part that I'm really interested in. It's like a manual of meditation which gives you, in my opinion, details of the psychic and the energetic anatomy, where to place your attention and what to visualize and where to focus. And a lot of people chant the Narayana Suktam as simply like a shloka for the deity, but it's more of a practical manual in my opinion. So I want to quickly share my screen with you. So I have the Narayana Suktam open here, and as you can see, this Suktam explains about meditation. So the first few verses are like an ode to the deity, right? So Sahasrashirsham Devam Vishvaksham Vishvashambhavam Vishvam Narayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam. So this is very much on the lines of the very popular, very familiar Purusha Suktam that you may be hearing from the Vedas in a lot of temples. So about how the universe is the eternal being and is imperishable, supreme, and so on. So it says Sahasrashirsham, like thousands of eyes and heads, and so basically it's like a metaphor for how omnipresent and omniscient the ultimate reality is. So basically it's like a field of all-knowing consciousness, if you want to be a little secular in your description. And it goes on like that, and I won't go into the details here. But if you go to the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, I think, part of it, the 7th verse, you see, it begins to go into the details of the sort of a psychic anatomy of the energetic body and where and how the realization of this ultimate reality can be had. Okay, so it becomes kind of a practical manual. So it says, Atho nistya vitasyante nabhyam uparisthishtati jwalamalangulam bhati vishvasyayatanam mahat. So below the Adam's apple, so this is the Adam's apple. Below the Adam's apple, let me minimize this. Below the Adam's apple, at the distance of a span, and above the navel is the heart. It's talking about the energetic heart, of course, not the physical heart, which, according to this tradition, is the seat of manifestation of the pure cosmos. So everything that you experience is projected from there. It's like there's a projector inside, and you experience the world around you from there. And it effulges the great abode of the universe as if adorned by a garland of flames. Okay, that's quite descriptive. And so there lies the heart, the energetic heart, and surrounded on all sides by nerve currents. It says or arteries, but I dispute that. It's not arteries, it's the nadis and the nerve currents, the nerve channels which nourish the heart. Okay, the energetic nerve channel is suspended an inverted lotus bud. So that is a beautiful description, like an inverted lotus bud. That's a description of the heart. Okay. Now in it, Sushiragam Sukshmam, there is a subtle space. Okay. There is a subtle space, or the Hridaya Kasha, is my understanding of it. The heart space. Inside that, one of my favorite lines, Tasmin Sarvam Pratishtitham, means there everything is established. So that line says everything. If you look into the heart space, the inverted lotus bud in the middle of that heart space, everything is established, everything that you experience. That is a substratum of all things. Okay. In tasya madhye mahanagnir, so in that space resides the flame, a little fire. So traditionally, in a lot of different traditions, probably even mystic Christianity and other traditions, there is a visualization of a little flame, right? And the idea is like there's a cave of the heart and there's a little flame inside it. So in that space resides a great flame of fire, undecaying, all-knowing, with tongue spread out in all directions. So tongue, um, by implication, something that licks nourishment, that consumes food from everywhere that is presented. So the understanding is the food the body consumes, both in terms of solid and liquid food that goes into the stomach, where the Jadahara Agni burns it and it goes up into the heart for nourishment, or the air and the prana that goes into the heart and nourishment. They all go through these nerve channels into the heart through those tongues. And there's a little bit more. It warms up the body from the head to foot. And here it is. In the center of that flame abides the tongue of fire as the topmost of all subtle things. So a little bit more of the description. And if you go a little bit one level further, a little bit more subtle, Nilato yatamatyasta vidyullekeva bhasvara. So it's slender like a awn of a paddy grain, yellow like gold in color. And this tongue of fire grows splendidly brilliant like a streak of lightning in the middle of blue rain-bearing clouds. So that's quite a descriptive. And then comes the killer line, which I have tattooed on my arm. So you have the cave, inverted lotus bud. There's a space inside, and there's a flame, and there's a very, very tiny, like a streak of lightning, and tasya shikhaya madhye paramatma vyavastitaha. In the middle of that flame, the Supreme Self dwells. The Supreme Self is the highest version of you, or in relation to the cosmos. And that Supreme Self is everything. So depending on your tradition, you can call it Brahma, you can call it Shiva, you can call it Indra, Hari. That is everything. The pure ultimate reality or consciousness from which everything comes. The imperishable, the absolute, the autonomous being. Okay. So tasya shikhaya madhye paramatma vyavastitaha sabbrahma sashiva sahari sendra sokshara paramasvarat. And so on and so forth. It continues, and the Narayana Suktam ends there. So this is a very important text that helps you visualize and meditate the heart space or divinity or whatever you want to call it. Like if you want to modify that and incorporate into your daily meditation. There are so many verses which emphasize, not just in Hinduism, maybe even Christianity and other traditions, the importance of the heart, right? The sacred heart. For example, the Upanishads, I'm not sure if it's the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says, Yo Vedan Hitang Guhayam Parame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. That means if you know the space in the cave of the heart, what's inside the hidden, Nihitang Guhayam, in the hidden cave of the heart, having a knowledge of that, this, fulfills all your desires. You have no more desires left, including the desire to know the ultimate or enlightenment. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think of this. See you soon.